everyone, and welcome back to Ask Anoushka. I hope that you're all doing really well. If you have a question for me and you would like to get it featured here on an episode on the channel, all you've got to do is follow the link below in the description box and it will take you to the page where you can submit your question. And indeed, this is what one of my YouTube/Instagram kind of followers stroke subscribers have done. And she says, hello, firstly, I want to praise you on your videos on YouTube stories on Instagram. Thank you very much. You have helped me so much. Now, oh my God, that makes me so happy. I'm so glad that my work and the videos have helped you and you guys to kind of move forward from these nasty situations and relationships that you guys find yourselves in. And you know, this is exactly why I started doing this, because you know what, I totally understand. I mean, it's happened to me, and this is about just helping you guys move forward. These are my thoughts, stemmed from not having this information out there, you know, like maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago when I first started. So I'm really glad this has helped so many of you. Like, honestly, it is the greatest compliment. I feel so happy when I read these comments, so thank you so much. I was in a relationship with a malignant narcissist, bless you. It was in and out sort of relationship until I followed you on YouTube. I realized who this person was. I feel he was a reflection of myself, meaning I am insecure, low self-esteem, and seeking attention and validation. During this relationship, I realized who he was and I wanted him to go. But my inner child craved the attention and didn't want to be abandoned, which so many of us really kind of experience. Like, so many of us have these thoughts, so please don't think you're on your own. This is so much more common than you think. So hence the in and out relationship. I'm in therapy, which is amazing, brilliant. I'm working on me. I made the mistake of entering into another relationship, noticed the signs they were narcissistic. I'm going to do a video about this, like what happens when you kind of fancy or you start dating after the narcissist and you don't want to fall into another toxic relationship. So this is going to come soon, so watch out for that video. So I am in the middle of ending this. Again, the circle repeats. My mind states, no, he's not a narcissist, or yes, he is. It's a constant battle if I'm right. But either way, he is not good for my emotions. He constantly mocks me and shows no empathy. I think I'm dealing with a covert narcissist, very hard to detect. Yeah, they are very hard to detect, and they constantly make you question yourself. I just want to take a pause from this. I'll carry on reading the rest of the question, but one thing I want to say here is that when you are in a relationship, partnership, friendship, or maybe even at work, when somebody has these kind of behaviors and the residual kind of thoughts or emotions that you're feeling is that you have to question yourself, like, that isn't good. And this is a red flag. You know, you're just thinking, hold on, are they narcissistic? Are they being toxic? You know, you're constantly questioning yourself, but also their behaviors. This is a red flag, because if somebody is healthy, if somebody genuinely likes you for who you are, you're not going to feel like you have to, you know, match up or you have to compete with anybody. You shouldn't be feeling like that. So this is a huge red flag, guys. Like, this is something that I want you to note, that if you feel like you have to be in competition or you have to constantly prove yourself, you constantly have to kind of validate yourself to that person, this is a huge red flag. That's not healthy behavior. So what I would say to you is, don't doubt that, because that is obviously something that you're feeling. This is something that you are kind of going through. My journey now is to concentrate on me and not give myself a hard time, as I made the mistake twice. Anyhow, keep doing you, and thank you so much. You are the best. Thank you so much. Honestly, like, I'm so flattered. Thank you. I really am appreciative of your kindness. So we all find ourselves in these situations with a toxic individual where we just, you know, the push and pull, we just don't know whether we're coming or going. And this is indeed that trauma bond. And it is when we feel insecure, when we don't feel good enough, This is when we start to doubt ourselves, when we feel like what we are thinking or what we are sensing isn't right. So that's when we start to question our thoughts. We start to think, you know what, maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing. Maybe this really isn't happening the way that I think I am. But because I've been in a narcissistic relationship before, this can't be happening now. You know, I thought I've learned everything that I had to learn about these toxic individuals. But do you know what? We're always learning, okay? And it doesn't mean just because you know you've come out of this narcissistic relationship and you're wanting that kind of validation, you're kind of wanting, you know, somebody to be a companion, somebody to be there with you and for you. I mean, that feeling is amazing and we all crave it, and there's nothing wrong in wanting to be loved, in wanting to be accepted. You know, this is our human nature. This is what humans actually want. This is normal, this is healthy. It doesn't mean, you know, that you are toxic or you're selfish or you're vain, not at all. The way that it becomes toxic and narcissistic and vain is when it becomes pathological. It becomes a insatiable need that needs to be filled. But for us, you know, when we're healthy, we're human beings, this is something that we crave. This is something that is very normal. And why shouldn't we have that? Like, absolutely. It is something that we should have, and it's very healthy and normal to want it. And I think it's terribly brave of you to kind of say, like, I realized that I was insecure, that I have low self-worth, and that I have low self-esteem or low self-worth. I think to some respect we all kind of mirror that, where we lose ourselves in this situation, but we also don't trust ourselves. And that's why I always say in all of my videos, all of my content is, we've got to connect to ourselves. We've got to start to trust and get to know ourselves. And I think as children, we weren't taught that. And you know what? It's not even taught now, you know, in schools, or some parents don't even know that because they're not self-actualized. But the thing is, that's the past, all right? That's the past. That's what happens then. It doesn't mean that you have to be a product of the past, because we can change our future. We can change habits with neuroplasticity. And this is a proven fact. It's scientifically proven that you can do this. So you don't have to be a kind of a mirror of your past. And I think narcissistic people show up in our lives to kind of remind us that actually you are worth it. This is what happens when people don't see it, when they have problematic behaviors, where they have dysfunctional ego tendencies. You know, they deflect, they become somebody else. Like, that isn't who you are, and your needs are completely different. So yes, whilst at the time, you know, maybe you didn't have, you know, a good sense of self, or your self-worth was low, that doesn't mean that has to be your future. And that's why narcissistic people hang around, because they know that they can affect you in some way. Because our boundaries are low, we kind of also accept this, we kind of give them the benefit of the doubt that, could someone really be doing this? Is it really like this? You know, but the good thing is that you've realized, okay, and you're coming out of this, you know, covert narcissistic relationship. It's very hard to spot a covert, not gonna lie. And it's very hard to actually even spot a narcissist at the beginning. But when you realize that what they say is different to what they do, or what they do is different to what they say, you know, you get this sense that something's not right with this person, that the energy is a little bit off, you know. And that's how you realize, because your intuition or your gut feeling tells you that actually there's something not right going on here, and we have to listen to that. You know, you can recognize the red flags. You know what narcissistic abuse is. You understand what you have gone through and what you have experienced. So it kind of, you need to really trust yourself. This is where you connect back to you. And I hope that your therapist is helping you to move forward from this. And really be like your own best friend, your kind of person where you trust and believe in you. And I understand for some of us that can be a really difficult thing to do, because again, we were not taught this in childhood. So whilst we weren't taught this in childhood, you can do this for yourself. I know, little by little. Take some time out for you. Does that mean that could look like 5 or 10 minutes where you just put some calming music on and you're able to connect to you, like a meditation, for example, or maybe going to do, you know, some yoga, some exercise, go for a walk in nature, just be with your thoughts, just give yourself that space for you to be, for you to listen to you, to who you truly are and what you truly need. This is what is really, really important. And I think a lot of us don't give that to ourselves. So that's why, you know, when these toxic people show up in our lives, we're so much more kind of willing to give our time, our energy to that person, because what we're doing is we're taking that away from ourselves, because maybe our past has been too difficult to kind of have that realization, to kind of really think about it, because it is too much. But I encourage you, with the right help and the right support, that it would be good for you to really realize this and talk about this, to journal this with someone who is like a mental health professional, or someone who really understands the kind of work that really needs to be done here. Ultimately, you've got to think of it like this. This is your life, all right? This is yours, okay? And it's your responsibility. Everything that happens is your responsibility to be you, to have that great connection with you, to trust, to believe, all right? You're never going to let yourself down, all right? You're always going to be there for you. So it's about having that good relationship with yourself to be able to believe and trust in you. And when you do, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel self-actualized, but also you will get your confidence, and that you will be able to kind of say or do that is authentically you. And that is the greatest freedom, or the greatest gift that you can give yourself. Toxic people make us question ourselves all the time, because they gaslight us, they love bomb us, they manipulate, they control. And so we lose that connection to ourselves, we lose ourselves, we doubt us. And that's what you need to do, the reverse of that, all right? You need to do the reverse. You need to connect back to you, because that is what is important. That is what the healing really is. And when you are strong, when you stand strong in yourself, you will not falter. You will not, nobody will be able to question you, and nobody will be able to gaslight you, because you know. And also think about it, you've gone through this, you know the red flags, you know yourself, you can recognize them, so you'll be able to put boundaries in place. So I really hope that this helps you to move forward in your recovery, and for you to know that you're not alone in this. Like, so many of us go through this, so many of us experience this, but it doesn't mean you're weaker, or it doesn't mean that you're not good enough, that you didn't notice. It's not about that. It's not about that. This is about you moving forward and growing stronger in yourself. So guys, I really hope that this video has helped. And if you have any suggestions or ways that you have moved forward from this, please do leave these suggestions in the comments section below. I would really love to hear from you, because it's so important, like to have a community that is so supportive, and it is so validating, you know, for someone to know that they are not alone. So your comments are really valuable here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.